Alright guys, this is the third video for Stevie Ray Vaughan's cover of Little Wing. So far we've gotten through two videos, so the part, just to remind you where we're at, the part that we just ended on was the part where you go okay, if you remember doing that in the last video. Let's go ahead and start on the next part. So after you do that, you're going to have this part that sounds kind of like this. Okay, that's a little riff I'm going to show you right now. So again, that was. Now, and we'll probably go a little longer, more than that too, as much as I can fit into about 10 minutes. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to start out open on the D string. Okay, now again, if you can't see that very well, that's D string, that's the fourth string from the bottom. Okay, so you play that one open, and then you're going to take your third finger, make sure you use your third finger here, and slide from the 5th fret on the A string, that's the 5th string from the bottom, and you're going to slide from the 5th fret to the 7th fret on that A string. So you go open on the D, and then 5th to the 7th on the A. Okay? And then the reason we used our third finger there is because now we have our first finger free to play 5th fret on the G string and the D string. Okay? And so we play those two notes. 5th fret on the G and the D. Okay? So far what we've got is open on the D, slide from 5th to 7th on the A, then 5th fret on the G and the D. And now we're going to take our third finger and put it on the 7th fret of the D string. So what we have is 5th fret on the G string with our first finger, and then we have 7th fret on the D string with our third finger. And we play that chord. Okay? So we got D string and G string. Okay? So it's going to sound like that. Okay? So far, starting from the beginning of this little riff, it's going to be. Okay, one more time. Now, after you've gone that far, you're going to stay on this chord here, 7th fret on the D string and 5th on the G. But this time, when you're going to pluck them again, and you're going to bend the D string up and down. Okay? It's going to sound like that. So I'm hitting the D string and the G string, but I'm just bending the D string. Okay? So this 5th fret on the G string just stays the same, but this 7th fret on the D string goes up and down. Okay? So now let's add that to everything else. Open on the D, 5th to 7th on the A, 5th on the G and the D, now 5th on the G, 7th on the D, and play the same chord again, bending the D string, and then we pick our third finger back up and play 5th on the G and the D again, and then we play 7th on the A, and then we use our first finger, because it's free, to go to play the 5th fret on the thick E string and slide it to the 7th fret. Okay? So all that together, this is kind of a little riff that you can practice this all in just this section here. It's a good stopping point for you at home when you're practicing. So you're going to play this much. Okay? A little faster. Okay? Alright, so that's that little riff. Now, I bet you we can get another one in, so let's go ahead and start on our next riff. You're going to take your first finger and bar across the 7th fret on the E string and the B string. Okay? So flatten across with your first finger. This is the 7th fret. And you're going to play both of those strings at the same time. But once you play them, you're going to hammer with your third finger on the 9th fret of the E string. That's the skinnier one. So you're going to go. That might sound a little more familiar to what you're used to hearing on the song. So just play that. And then we're going to leave this here. But we're only going to play the E string here. And we're going to play the E string. So now we're playing the E string in the 9th fret. And once we play it, we're going to use our pinky to hammer in the 10th fret of the E string. So that's going to sound like this. Okay? So those two things together are going to sound like this. Okay? And then you play 7th, you pick these fingers back up and you play 7th fret again on the E and the B. Okay, so, okay. And then you play this. Like that. So what that is, after you play this far, then you're going to take your, I like to take my third finger and play the 10th fret on the B string, and I bend it up a quarter step. You don't have to bend it very far, just like that far. And once you get to the top of your bend, then you use your first finger to play the 7th fret on the B and the E string again, and slide it down, kind of just killing it at the bottom. So it's going to sound like this. Okay? So you don't have to hear this note on the B string come back down. You just bend it up, and then use your first finger to play that 7th fret on the E and the B. So that all together is going to be, okay, one more time. One more time, a little slower so you can try to play along with me. Okay? The way that fits into the riff that we've learned so far is like this. I'm going to play it slowly, and it's a good idea for you to go ahead and try to play along with me too. So I'll slow it down. So here we go. Okay, now our second riff comes in. Okay, now we're going to start on the next riff. This one's going to sound like this. Okay? Oh, sorry, let me do that again. Okay, now what that's going to sound like, or actually not what it's going to sound like, but the way you're going to play it is this. You're going to basically just use your first finger. That's all you need. And you're going to go from the 5th fret on this thick E string, and you're gonna pluck that note and slide just to the 6th fret, and then you're gonna pluck it one more time. Okay, so it's gonna sound like. Okay, now this is where your bar comes in. You're gonna actually have to go flatten across all the strings. You're not playing all of them, but you got to make sure you're playing the E string and the B string again, and you play those together, E and B. Okay, so it's gonna go. And that's 6th fret again. You're just straight across the 6th fret on there. So then go down to the 5th fret, play another bass note, and basically here you're doing the same thing. It's no different. You're just going after you play this first part, then you come back down, play 5th fret on the E string again, and then play 5th fret on the G, B, and E string. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. Okay, one more time so you can see that. Okay, now that's probably good for this recording, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have any problems, you can email me at feedback@mikesguitarlessons.com. I'll do my best to answer all emails. I do get a ton every day, but if I